What's going on, everybody? With the recent release of First Descendant, and after grinding for about a week, I wanted to get on here and give you guys my first impressions, but also wanted to hear what you guys thought about the game and see where you guys were at on it. So like I said, I'm going to give you guys my first impression, and it is just a first impression because I'm still within my first 10 to 15 hours within the game, and I want to wait until end game to give a full review. But I'm going to do my first impressions and then leave you guys with some gameplay so you guys can give me some feedback of what you think about the game, not necessarily my gameplay. So make sure to leave a comment down below with what you think about the game, what gripes, what you like, any of that. So with all that said, I wanted to start out by going over some things I liked about the game, some pros, and then we'll go over some of the stuff that I don't like. So for starters, honestly, probably most important pro that I could think of is the gunplay. The gunplay feels amazing in this game. It's super smooth. A lot of the guns that I used were super smooth, even like the heavier launcher stuff. They were a lot of fun. I don't really have any issues. Some people complain about like the sound differentiation and like not every bullet sounding the same. I don't really care about all that, but just how it felt and how it played, it felt really good. Another positive is personally I haven't experienced any bugs or any real hitches like that. Nothing really experience breaking other than, you know, the servers being down on July 3rd. Outside of that, the day that I played it on July 2nd, literally on release, and later that day on July 2nd, I had no issues really, like just frame issues honestly, and that's more my hardware end. And then I think I played again on the 4th and the 5th, and again I had no real issues. The only issues I encountered was on the 3rd. You really couldn't play the game at all because servers were completely down. Being that this is a looter shooter, honestly the experience is increased when you're partied up with people, whether it be friends, and I feel like when you're partied up with friends any game's going to be better, but whether you're partied up with friends or with randoms, the experience just gets so much better. This game is honestly pretty difficult solo if you're certain characters. Like for example, as soon as I unlocked Bunny, I was playing solo and I went out and tried her and I died for the first time just running around facing regular enemies as Bunny because I was playing solo. Now personally, from all the characters that I've tried, right now I've only tried 2 characters really, Ajax and Bunny, and I just unlocked, I think her name's Freya. She's like poisonous. I've tried her maybe one time. The abilities feel amazing, like they feel really good, they feel balanced, and it doesn't dominate the gameplay, but I don't know, they just feel pretty balanced for what they are and fun within the looter shooter. Alongside the abilities, the grapple feels amazing. Honestly, I put that up there with the gunplay. It's just as great. If I had to take the 2 biggest positives away from the game so far, I'd probably say it's the grapple and the gunplay, to be honest with you. Another thing that I like is that this game grabs a bunch of mechanics from different games. So for example, you can mount some of the bosses and raid bosses. Kind of reminded me of like a Monster Hunter type thing. You hang on as you do damage to them, and then you get flinged off once you break the piece off. And then also there was like this mini game where it was kind of like a lockpick mechanic. I don't know if I have gameplay of that. I'm pretty sure I wasn't streaming, but if I do, I'll put it up on the screen. But I think that's pretty cool, so that's another positive that I'll give the game. So going on ahead with the negatives, I'm going to start out with something I kind of mentioned earlier. Solo play, you can't really solo with certain characters. At least in my experience, it gets a lot harder, especially with characters like Bunny, who's pretty low shield. I mean, you can get upgrades and stuff like that, and eventually, you know, have more success soloing, but early game, you know, when it kind of matters the most to retain player count, it was really hard playing as Bunny and surviving. Going along with that, there's no looking for group or group up methods for randoms other than going to Albion, the hub, and just messaging players, which, I mean, that's always like a 50-50 whether you're gonna get cooked or not. So I didn't really like that. I always like having like a look for player option just for the people who do like playing with randoms, because they do have a private option where you can make a lot of the game private except for in like super public areas or open areas. So, you know, looking for group wouldn't be like too far of a reach. That I'm not gonna lie, the story was kind of confusing to follow at first. Like a lot of you might say, well, yeah, any story is gonna be kind of confusing at first until you get more fleshed out into it. And yeah, where most times I would agree, this one was just off the get-go kind of hard to follow. They kind of just threw you in what felt like midway through the story. Not really midway, that's kind of exaggerating, but it felt like a lot of stuff had already been happening in motion, because you already see the main villain at the beginning. Like, just so much happens right at the beginning. And I mean, as I got further into it, I did start understanding and like piece together a little bit more, but by then I didn't care as much. Personally, it felt like something in between Destiny and Warframe, but kind of just came up short of both. And maybe that's due to the next con that I have, which is a really big one for me. But personally, like, it was fun. Don't get me wrong, but it just kind of felt like it hit the mark for what it was trying to go for. So for my last con, it's kind of a couple things combined into one, but honestly, I'm just gonna label it as monetization. I get it. It's expected in a free-to-play, but I feel like the monetization in this game was a little scummy because it's basically either pay or wait. So you either pay for the characters, and that's the thing. If you pay for a lot of the stuff, you still have to wait for it unless you pay again to bypass it. I know I'm kind of giving a very rough explanation about it, but honestly, I can make a whole video on just the monetization, my issues with it. But that it's just a really big turn off, and there's no real like personalization without buying skins or buying the battle pass, which honestly, out of all the monetization, the battle pass is probably the thing I have the least problem with, which is kind of crazy saying that in 2020. Before I leave you guys with the gameplay so that you guys can give me your opinions on the game, I just wanted to give my last overview. Basically, I think the game's fun. Like I said, it's a lot of fun with friends. It has some issues solo, but it's not completely impossible solo. Definitely, I don't think it's gonna make it on my PC past August, just with all the games coming out, like Flintlock on the 18th, Black Myth Wukong, Star Wars Outlaws, and there's a couple other games in the mix as well. So while this game has a lot of potential, I just don't see myself really going crazy on the game. But again, this is just a first impression, so a lot could change from now to the end game. So I'm gonna leave you guys with the gameplay. You guys let me know what you think and what your experience is so far. Who knows, maybe everything I might say might change once I reach the end game.
That man's name is Greg. No way you can be a villain with your name being Greg. Hey yo, hey yo.
Descendant, we need to hurry.
They close us out.
The mission is almost complete.
I haven't even needed to use my shield. This is really awesome.
Let's go.
Yeah, you guys slight work. Big slight work. Greg the Star-Crossed. Come on, Greg. Why do you have me wrapped up, Greg? Unhand me, Greg. Swing and miss. Oh, missed. I don't know what you're trying to do. Oh, ouch. Okay, that hurt. You gotta calm down here, Greg. You. Give them a hook. See if the sniper do anything to him. Working him.
My shield is down.
Almost dead. Are those three smaller bars like the phases? I really hope not. Yeah, I think it is. This man has 3 phases. Greg. Why are you so beefy, Greg? What is that? Shells? Thank God I put down that shield. Oh, shoot. I thought these were my teammates.
Shields are down. Need to be recharged. Shields are down. They need to be recharged.
Ouch. Come on now, I can't go for any deaths. I'm not trying to die at all. See how long I can go in the game without dying. Oh. Oh. Getting pretty close there, Greg. Ouch. What the hell? Put it in reverse there. Put it in reverse.
Deploy barrier.
I'll feel safe. Although not really, apparently. But how do I get these nose rings on me, man?
Data packet collection 100% complete.
Thank you for going down,
Data
Greg.
integrity verified. Descendant, you did it.
My guy put
Thank
up
you
a
for
fight.
helping me.
Okay. Second dungeon done. Oh, we're out here. We out here. Somebody out there. There we go. Let me climb on you, my guy. Oh, did I not climb up there? Thought the whole phone was to climb onto it. No? What are these walls? Let me go back on high ground. Ain't no way I can't get on them right now. Pause. Alright, I take that much damage because of my shield. This chubby, ugly motherfucker. Yes, sir. Really in there. That definitely hurt. Oh. Launch me in the perfect place. Man, it's big hurt. How do you mean? inject himself with a compound G or something? Oh, almost out of ammo and everything. Oh, can't see it. There we go. Nice. Okay, these are tough to hit. Out of ammo again. These dudes' names are roly poly, that's funny. Oh, I overshot it. Mr. Foley, I need ammo. If you climb, we die. Excuse me, just need all of this. Thank you. Alright. Okay. Don't ragdoll me, please.
Get ready.
Oh. You can fart flames, that's the goal. Let's go. Let's see. Give me all the loot. Give me all the loot. I have no idea what this means. I've been acquired, go to